Hello and welcome back to the F-Block version of Wildcat News. I'm Katie Dunn.
And I'm Matt Hatch. Students are pressured into doing different things throughout their teenage years. Vaping is a new fad amongst schools. Here's Allie with more.
In recent years, vaping is a new trend amongst teenagers in high school. As these products are still new, students may be unaware of possible health effects as well as the consequences in and out of school. Students and staff are certainly aware of the recent vaping trend amongst teenagers.
A couple of my friends do in my grade, and I've been around a lot of people who do it.
I've been around friends and classmates that have vaped.
We've had some people caught vaping and they've been dealt with. We hope to educate them so they won't be doing it again in the future.
Opinions about the issue are similar throughout the school. The principal and students share their thoughts.
I feel like a lot of people do it, and I kind of think it's just dumb because I don't see the point in it.
It's mostly like a fad. People want to be cool about it. It's nothing too serious. I feel like it's just a big topic right now because everyone has one.
I think it's a dangerous behavior. We think it's something that will get them possibly into trying other things, and it's something that's going to be unhealthy and not appropriate for school.
Kids are just getting into vaping, so there hasn't been much research on it, and it's probably bad for you.
On school grounds, consequences are heavy for vaping. Mr. Bodwell informs us about them.
It's a violation of the chemical health policy, so it will be up to a 10-day suspension.
According to Officer Thaxter, students are also taken out of extracurricular activities in school. He also tells us that there is no law against teenage vaping. However, stores cannot sell vaping products to underage teenagers. Vaping is a new trend that teens are getting into. Many seem unaware of the possible health effects.
Because it's a newer thing that kids are getting into and they don't really know how it will affect their lungs.
Although it's advertised it's alternatives of smoking, it's an alternative of smoking. Either way, it's not going to be good for you. It's not as bad as cigarettes, but there's a lot of studies right now that they're saying they don't know yet because the product's so new, but that for the most part you can know that you can at least get pneumonia, and since it's kind of like an oil, it gets in the lining of your lungs.
Well, they're really not sure yet because there hasn't been enough research into it, but for younger people, your brain's not fully developed yet, so it can trigger a lot of addictive qualities, and they're not sure what else it might do in the long run. Plus, you don't know what's actually in the vaping, so that affects how your brain works too.
Hopefully, students are now aware of the various issues with the seemingly popular new trend. With scientific research and studies in years to come, hopefully students begin to make better decisions to benefit their own health.
Thank you, Allie. Hopefully students are now more aware about vaping, including the possible health effects and consequences that come with it.
Families across the nation have been getting Christmas trees for years, but there's also a large debate on whether real or fake trees are better. Here's Emma with more information on the topic.
People that celebrate Christmas tend to have different opinions on whether fake or real Christmas trees are better. But what kind is more popular?
So my entire life, all 26 years of my existence, I've gotten a real tree.
A fake Christmas tree.
Real Christmas tree.
I get a real tree every year.
I get a real Christmas tree.
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 I get a fake Christmas tree every year.
The owners of CNC Reading Farm gave us some information on real Christmas trees.
350 million trees grown in the United States. Out of that, 20 to 30 million of them are harvested around the country by over 100,000 workers. That money is staying to the United States. The landfills aren't getting filled. At the end of this growing season, your tree is recyclable. They use them to put on the beaches to stop erosion. It's great for the animals to live in. And number one, when you have a real tree up, it smells good, it's inviting to your friends, and your friends can look back and say, wow, what a beautiful tree. The furs last longer and the balsam smell better. So it's a toss-up of what you really want.
Farmer Pete also gave us some information on fake Christmas trees.
The cons of having an artificial tree is it's made out of PVC, it's petroleum-based, it's not biodegradable, fills the landfills up.
Upbringing usually has a lot of influence on the final decision people make.
So my upbringing was a total influence on my decision because as far as I can remember we always got a real tree. Like, it became a family tradition thing.
We always had a real tree. I've never had a fake tree in my life, so I continue to get a real tree.
My mom always wanted a real big tree that hit the ceiling. So it's one of those things that my mom always did it, so we do it.
Cats and dogs are infamously known to ruin the Christmas tree by climbing up it or pulling it down.
I have a cat, so either way, she's gonna like climb the tree.
My pets used to like eat the old Christmas tree, like the artificial one, so we got a real one instead, so it wouldn't hurt them.
My cats are gonna climb and eat that tree.
My dog would always run into the tree and would try to like drink the water out of the bottom of it.
We used to have to nail our tree to the wall because every time the cats would climb on it and knock it over.
Once people grow up, their opinion of what they enjoy could possibly change.
When I get my own house, I'll get a real Christmas tree.
Definitely a real one. In the future, I hope to get myself a real tree because I've never had one before and I'm not allergic to them, so I think it'd be pretty cool to like actually have one.
Tradition means a lot to families across the nation when it comes to Christmas.
Me and my father always put up the lights together.
We usually put it up together, we get everyone around.
Well, every year we always put it up after Thanksgiving and then we always just like decorate it together.
The debate between whether you should get a real or fake Christmas tree is pretty tense. But all in all, no matter what, your Christmas is still going to be as magical as the other families. But given the information that we learned, what kind of Christmas tree would you get?
Thank you, Emma. The great debate is not resolved and probably won't be for a very long time. At least we got to see a little into other people's perspectives.
There are over 158 million people using Snapchat every day, opening the app at least 18 times a day. Recently, Snapchat added a new feature called Maps, which lets your friends on the app see your location. With so many people using the app, this feature could become a safety issue. Allie recently talked to some students about the feature.
Thanks, guys. Snapchat is one of today's most popular apps. It's always adding new features such as Snapchat Maps. Students use the app frequently. With streets to keep and moments to share, it's rare to see someone not using the app.
I use it basically every day, literally maybe every 15 minutes or so. It's like the main thing I use.
I use Snapchat pretty much all day because I have to keep my streaks and I just like sending pictures to my friends.
I use it about every day.
Snapchat Maps allows people that you've added on the app to see your location.
I heard about Snapchat Maps. I was actually really uncomfortable about it. I think it's not safe for everyone to know where you are, and like I know it's kind of to show where everyone's hanging out, but it can cause some issues.
Many students don't feel comfortable with this new feature. To hide their location, many of them use ghost mode.
Well, yeah, I've heard of it. I usually keep myself on ghost mode all the time just because it's kind of creepy seeing people know where I am.
I am in ghost mode because I just don't feel safe with people knowing my location, because what if someone's trying to come after me or find me? I think it had good intention, the whole idea, but it can lead to bad things.
Not totally, because really the owners of Snapchat and the people that made it could in turn set up a thing to show you your location, and so pretty much if you have Snapchat now, anyone could really know where you are.
Parents don't really know about Snapchat's new feature, but if they did, students believe that they wouldn't let their kids use Snapchat anymore.
I feel as if they would be a little bit worried that people, like the internet, can see where you are. I feel like the whole concept of Snapchat Maps shouldn't be a thing.
I think parents know that much about it because I feel like kids don't tell their parents because they don't want their parents to not allow them on the app anymore. So I don't really think parents even know about the ghost mode.
Snapchat is already a pretty public app, and students don't believe that the Maps feature is necessary.
No, I don't think it's necessary because if you really want to know where someone is, you can do Find My Friends, which they have to approve, but really knowing where people is, that's not really any of our business.
Students enjoy using Snapchat a lot, and they hope that the Maps feature won't become too dangerous. Snapchat is a fun way to pass the time and interact with friends. Hopefully this feature won't put the app in jeopardy. Now back to you guys.
Thanks, Allie. We bet students will definitely start thinking about the new feature when they log on to Snapchat.
Many times we had done teacher spotlights. We thought there was one individual that deserved recognition for his work within the community. Here's Jason with more.
Officer Thaxter of West Bridgewater Police Department has had a large impact on everybody in the community whether he's doing a texting and driving thing or teaching a lesson at a school.
Okay, so I'm a patrolman, which the majority of my duties are what you'd think of as a patrolman patrolling town, traffic, crime prevention, but I'm also the school liaison, which brings me to into the high school for different programs and the DARE program, etc.
Some students have had personal experiences with Officer Thaxter.
He taught us how to say no to drugs as a whole entire grade, and he just taught us where it comes from and everything about drugs, really.
I think it's been a really positive impact. He's able to talk to them, using everyday examples and show that this is not something that he's here to scare people about.
He's just a positive influence. He's great to work with. He helps us a lot, and we really appreciate everything he does for us.
He has also had an impact on many classes.
I think Officer Thaxter has impacted the way that I teach a little bit as well. Just seeing him get up there and speak, and it shows just how much that he cares about what he's talking about. I think it's something that I want to make sure that message comes across in how I teach as well. So I think he's had a very positive impact on me and my health classes.
He has a positive impact on the students. He comes and helps out with our health classes, and he talks to them about the latest issues going on in health-related things like drugs and bullying and things of that nature, and he helps us out a lot.
Officer Thaxter told us a little bit about himself.
I came from a background where people put a lot of respect into law enforcement, and I took a lot out of watching the way police officers were respected and helping in the community, and it's always something I wanted to do. So I'll be starting my 24th year in law enforcement January 1st of this year. Best part, I think, is when I see the kids when they're real small, and I've been doing this long enough that I see them now out in the community. I run into them with their jobs, their families. Many of them are married now, or they've gone off to college and graduated, so I can kind of see, I watch them come up through and have some sort of influence on them when they're young, and then see how successful they've become when they're older.
Officer Thaxter is a very well-liked member of the community. He has had a major impact in the community. It is most definitely a great part of West Bridgewater.
It sounds like he has a lot of positive influence on WB.
Thanks for watching the F-Block version of Wildcat News.
We hope you join us here next time.